Shalom uvracha. Re'eh anuchi nusein b'fnechem hayoim. Bracha uklala. Bracha uklala. There's a blessing and a curse today. But what's today? Hayoim. The word hayoim is mentioned in Sefer Devarim, in the Book of Devarim, Deuteronomy, multiple times, tens of times. The word hayoim is mentioned. We say it in Kriya Shema. Asher anuchi nusein b'fnechem hayoim. Today. We say it later on. Hayoim hazeh niyes ha'am. Today we've become a nation unto Hashem. Which day? What's so special about this day? But the pasuk tells us, Shema Yisrael, hear, O Israel, Hayoim hazeh, on this day, ata over et hayarden, you, the nation, are crossing the Jordan, the river. Lavoi lareshes es haaretz goyim gdolim ve'atumim mikem, great and powerful nations. You are going to inherit these nations today. So today is not a 24-hour period. Today is a time. It's a time during which we are crossing the Jordan and entering the land. This entire speech of Moshe Rabbeinu, which includes the mitzvah, the chukim, the mishpatim, the mitzvah meaning the core of serving Hashem, of trusting Hashem, of thanking Hashem for everything we have, and the chukim, the mishpatim, the different laws and ordinances, all of these should have been given after crossing the Jordan in the land. Moshe Rabbeinu is telling us the principles of how to live in the land of Israel, in our promised land. How do we live there? On which foundations can we support our life within the promised land? But this speech, rather than being given after they entered to the land, it's given before, because Moshe Rabbeinu doesn't have the right to cross over. He doesn't merit to enter the land with the people, and he's destined to die outside of the land. That's why he gives it before. But when does he give it? Hayoim, on the day, the time when we're crossing, when we're entering the land. And it's amazing to think that this is the time that we are living today. We are living in times of crossing into the land. We started it 100 years ago, and we're still doing it today. We're entering the land. We're building the land. We're establishing it on foundations of Torah, on foundations of connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, foundations of trust, foundations of gratitude. We eat and we prosper and we thank Hashem for all that we have. But this requires a shift in mindset. The mindset of 2,000 years before we reached this day, this period, was a mindset of dispersion, each one with his community, each one with his family, each one with his own ways, his own ambitions, his own minhagim, customs that developed among different communities, beautiful customs that we continue to maintain today. But today the mindset is different. Today the mindset is a national mindset. We don't cross into Eretz Israel, into the promised land, as individuals. We don't cross as families or as communities. We cross as a nation. The only way to establish our life here upon the promised land is as a national life, as something that we do together as an entire nation. It doesn't work if we do it individually or as families and communities. We have to do it together with a common responsibility, with a collective understanding of our great goals and achievements that we have to reach here upon the promised land. And that means that we have to transcend the kind of thinking that, I guess, used to characterize much of the Jewish people, of them and us. They do this and we do this. There's different roles to be played. There's different responsibilities. There's different character traits and different dispositions. And there's a lot of them and us going on, each one with a particular group or with a particular sector. That won't work for us here upon the land. Upon the land, we need the collective we. We cannot have the them and us mentality. And how disappointing, in fact infuriating it is, to see some of the statements that are being made these days, even by, let's say, boys who are from a Haredi background, but are not engaged in Torah study. They've had it with their yeshiva days, and now they're doing other stuff. And yet, what do they say? They say unequivocally, they say that the job of serving in the IDF, the job of making your basic civic contribution to what we need to do here in the land, that's their job. That's not our job. What a chutzpah. How can that be said? Who decided that it's their job and not your job? Who made this partition, this division between them and us? How dare you make such declarations? It's despicable. It's impossible. It's untenable. We cannot live like this. We have a common responsibility. Here upon the land, of course, we need to take care of our security needs. We need an army. We need an economy. We need institutions of state. Of course, all of those, as Moshe Rabbeinu tells us throughout Sefer Devarim, must be together with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, must be with trust in Hashem, must be with understanding what the Torah expects from us, must be with a gratitude that we enjoy the fruit of the land and we say, we eat, we are satiated, and we bless Hashem, we thank Hashem for the great land that He's given us. And all of that is up to us, of course. Collective responsibility, all of the people living here. But it's about the mindset. There's no them and us over here. It has to be a collective. It has to be an effort which is done on the part of all of us together. And of course, there's room for different people doing different things. Of course, somebody who will be the next rabbinic leader should be focusing on his Torah study, while all the others should be focusing on doing everything else that needs to be done over here. But the mindset is a mindset of a collective project, that we're doing it together. And when that mindset is a collective national project, then of course there's a lot of versatility and flexibility. If you're cut out for this, you do this. If you're not, you do something else. We're all in this together. We're all establishing our life on this day. We're going back to Sefer Devarim. We're living the day that Moshe Rabbeinu speaks about. It's a time that calls us to unity. It's a time that calls us to tremendous responsibility. It's a time that calls us to greatness, greatness of spirit, greatness of courage, greatness of going forwards towards this tremendous building, this tremendous work that Sefer Devarim speaks about. Halavai, we should be able to rise up to this call of greatness, call of responsibility. Halavai, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu should shine His countenance upon us always and give us the bounty and the blessing for which we're grateful every single day. And halavai, that we should see the ultimate destiny to which we're heading, bimheira v'yameinu. We should all have a beautiful Shabbos.